Hey guys, what's going on? It's Kote here, and I found a few minutes last night, really late at night, where I just went on game battles, looked for a match really quick. I eventually got one against a guy named Got Away Safely, and we had a pretty good tilt. I was definitely super scared at one point, and be sure to stick around at the end where I'm going to explain what I'm going to be doing next week and why I can't do anything for the rest of this week. Anyway, his in-game name was Mikey, I guess, and he leads off with a Ninjask, and I'm predicting him to either protect or sub. I don't want him to get a free sub, so I'm just gonna go for the Ice Beam right away. That'll take out the sub real easy. And now since he didn't protect first turn, I'm assuming he either doesn't have protect or he's not gonna go for it. He sets up another sub, so I just went for a reflect in case he wanted to swords dance and try to X scissor or something. And I'm just going to switch to Lopunny, and he swords dances. And now I'm 90% sure he's going to swords dance again because he's got a sub and he's not really threatened at all by Lopunny. So I go for an epic Encore here. And that was amazing because if he had managed to pass that off, that would have ended the game. Like, I would not be able to take something out like that. So he's stuck on swords dance, and this is my chance. I've got to set up my own boosts and get into my Regirock. This team is kind of different from my mixed tier team, but it still is a mixed tier team. I'm just not allowed to use this one in the tournament because I switched out Sceptile for Shedinja. But anyway, I switched into Regirock, just typical, like what else would I do? I miss a Stone Edge, but the fact that I get a 6-turn Encore more than makes up for it. I was a little bit worried there because I thought, damn it, he's going to be able to pass. He's going to pass, I thought he'd be able to pass. And unfortunately, Stone Edge doesn't miss twice out of 3 times. So that was awesome. I took something down that would have been majorly deadly. Anyway, he brings in a Gross, and I'm not sure what he wants to do. Like, I'm pretty sure he's just in here to break my sub. So I'm thinking Earthquake. Like, my sub is weak. It was from a Lopunny, like, for Christ's sake. But I do have max defense, and you know what? Never mind. He takes up my sub real good, but that doesn't matter. Now I'm predicting him to blow up, so I know I can take the explosion real easy because I'm a beast. I have 200 base defense, and I'm gonna resist it. So there's no way it would take me out without a crit, and thank God it didn't. So I set up my rocks, and that's gonna prove to be pretty big later on, like in terms of just breaking sashes. Because I'm not sure what has a sash on his team. Anyway, in comes a Mammo, and that's probably going to end my sweep. I'm not going to switch out of +4 speed. I'm just not. And he's going to EQ me, and even though this thing's Life Orb, like, I was surprised it KO'd me. I thought I'd live with, like, a little bit, and then he would have been able to just take me out with Ice Shard. Like, so it didn't even matter, but I was surprised that KO'd. So I'm predicting him to set up rocks at some point with this Mammo, so I'm just going to go to Shedinja while I can. And he went for Ice Shard. I guess he thought that Bug was weak to ice or something. I don't know. I went for Swords because I thought I could set up on him all day long. And that's what I did. I could have went for another one, but I thought maybe he's secretly packing a move that can take me out. And whatever, I just KO it. I know this Umbreon's going to have Payback or some kind of dark move, so I'm going to get one hit off. So I just went for an X Scissor because it's super effective. I didn't think it would do too much, but surprisingly, I actually KO it without a crit, and that was awesome. Umbreon is like a tank, so I was like, wow, I did not understand. Anyway, in comes an Ambipom, and he nasty plots. I knew he couldn't fake out. I didn't know what he thought he was going to do, like maybe Fire Punch, I don't know. And I go for an X Scissor, and I get a crit. Now, his last guy is a Porygon Z, so he gets a +1 boost anyway. But if his Ambipom had lived, like, I'm not sure what item this PZ is holding, but like, it could be Scarfed for all I know. So I'm gonna I have a Scarf Zam that's gonna hit it, but if I think about it, if he had Baton Pass that +2 special attack to this Porygon Z, because there's no way Ambipom is gonna use a nasty plot. There's just no way. He was definitely going for Baton Pass. Like, if he had, then his Porygon Z would have had to take an X Scissor, and then it would be dead by now. So I do not feel bad about that crit at all. It would have ended like this anyway. He would have, like, yeah, I would have won anyway, even without that crit. So I'm not feeling too bad about that. Because if this PZ was scarfed, it would have been able to outspeed and KO the rest of my team, but unfortunately, I'm not sure what move it has, and it would have had to take an X scissor, and I would have KO'd it anyway, so that's no big deal. So that's a good win for me. Yeah, it was completely solid, so anyways, what I wanted to talk about, right, next, for the rest of this week, I'm going to be just completely, totally booked. I'm not going to be able to battle, I'm not going to be able to put up any videos, I'm not going to be able to do much of anything besides schoolwork and hockey. Like, I have a hockey tournament out of town all weekend, I'm staying in a hotel, and I'm working every other day this week because I had to make up the time, because there's only 2 people that do my job, so, and somebody has to be there at all times, so, anyways, there's that. And next week I'm also going to be I'm going to do something a little bit different in terms of commentary. I'm not going to be just like standing up there. I'm not going to talk about a gameplay. I'm going to put up a gameplay as backdrop, and I'm going to talk about other things. I know a lot of you come from the Call of Duty crowd, because obviously, like, that's where I came from, like, watching videos, and most of the time they aren't even talking about what's going on in the game. And I want to see if that fits the Pokemon gameplay community. I'm not sure what you guys will think about that. I'm not if, like, I might just do the one. I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah, so I just wanted to try that out, see what's up, see how things go. And apart from that, I guess I'll see you guys next week with, oh yeah, one other thing, I'm also planning on doing, like, an in-depth, kind of video discussing choice items, because a lot of you don't seem to understand how those work entirely. And I'm just going to do a video and hopefully explain it a little better, because, yeah, a lot of people just don't understand. Anyway, aside from that, I will see you guys next week, and yeah, I just hope you enjoy what I got on the agenda for you guys. So take it easy.